Now that my airbrush gun is completely taken apart, this is when I would clean it. Overnight, I'm going to soak all the pieces in 99% alcohol. I would typically take my larger pieces and put them in a separate larger Tupperware and all the tiny pieces in a smaller Tupperware. That way I don't lose any of the parts. Again, after this, I'm just going to let it soak overnight in 99% alcohol. From there, we can reassemble our airbrush, and we're going to start from the forward, working our way back. So we'll pick up the body of this. We can actually put the cap on. And we're going to start with our smallest piece, the nozzle. This I typically just pick up with my fingers and attach it, give it a little twist. And then you're going to use your wrench, line up your straight edges, and twist until you feel it tighten. Don't go past that because you don't want to break the nozzle. Then you'll remove the wrench, put your nozzle cap back on. Once that's tight, you'll cover that with your needle cap and twist that back onto place. Next is your trigger, which you'll want to make sure that the lines are facing forward. That way you have more control when you're pulling the trigger back. Twist it to the side and line up the bars with the entry, and then turn it a quarter and place it down into the slots. You should be able to feel this bounce. That means it's locked into the spring below. Now that you're here, you can just hold on to this while you insert your needle chucking guide. I like to tip looks like a car seat, tip that forward and just insert that up and push along your trigger. Next, we'll apply the spring, and notice everything is facing down, that way nothing can fall off the end. Now we'll twist on our spring case. And make sure you twist that until it's all the way tight, which takes a couple seconds, but you'll know. Once that's all the way tight, you can take your needle. You're going to be careful when you put the needle tip in because you don't want to bend anything. And just let that guide itself slowly into the front. When you can't push any farther, you know that you're completely inserted. Then you're going to take your needle chucking nut, twist that on, and your tail cap. Make sure that's nice and tight, and you've now reassembled your airbrush gun.